Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn about Pythagoras right angle triangle. Our topic is Pythagoras theorem. In order to understand Pythagoras theorem, we need to understand what is a right angle triangle. Because Pythagoras theorem works on applies in right angle triangle. So first we will discuss what is a right angle triangle. So what is a right angle triangle? As you can see in this figure, this is a right angle triangle and these are two perpendicular sides of the triangle. Perpendicular sides of the triangle are those sides which join together at one common vertex to form your right angle. This is your right angle and these are two perpendicular sides. They join together at one common vertex to form your right angle. The side opposite to right angle is called hypotenuse. So this side is hypotenuse in our triangle. So you will remember that it is a triangle which has an angle that is 90 degrees and two sides that makes up the right angle are called legs of the triangle, or we used to call them perpendicular sides of the triangle. The side opposite to right angle is the hypotenuse. So in our figure, this is our hypotenuse and these are two perpendicular sides of the triangle. So this is all about right angle triangles. Now the Pythagorean theorem. What Pythagoras theorem says that we have already studied, but we will take a quick recap of that. In a right angle triangle, if A and B are the measures of the legs and C is the hypotenuse, then what happens that we will discuss. But before that, this is a common rule in this entire session which we need to apply. In all the cases, we're going to take a right angle triangle. Suppose this is our right angle triangle. In all the cases, this rule will same. Uh, this is our right angle and this is A, this is B and this is C. So don't forget, hypotenuse will be considered as C and two perpendicular sides of the triangle will be considered as A and B. Now in that case, if C is hypotenuse of the triangle and A and B are two perpendicular sides of the triangle, then A square plus B square should be equal with C square. This is according to Pythagoras theorem. What we're saying here in mathematical form is the square of hypotenuse. Square of hypotenuse. This is C square, which is square of hypotenuse. So according to Pythagoras theorem, square of hypotenuse is equal with the sum and square of remaining two sides or perpendicular sides. So A and B are two perpendicular sides. When you square those two perpendicular sides and add them, you that will be equal with the square of hypotenuse of the triangle. So this theorem is given by Pythagoras, which says that the square of hypotenuse is equal with the square in sum of remaining side or perpendicular side. Here you always note that hypotenuse is C is always longest side of the triangle. Suppose if I tell you that the sides of a triangle are 5, 6 and 8 centimeter. These are three sides of the triangle, that is 5, 6 and 8. So we always consider that 8 is height of the triangle. 8 is hypotenuse of the triangle. So we always consider that the longest side or greater side is hypotenuse of the. We have an example. Find the length of the hypotenuse if A is 12, B is 16. This is an example which we going to solve. As per our assumption, we already decided that we always consider perpendicular sides or legs of the triangle as A and B, which are 12 and 16 unit. In our case, we're going to find out length of the hypotenuse. So here, same rule we are using, A square plus B square equals to C square. A square plus B square equals to C square. So when you use this rule given by Pythagoras, A and B are perpendicular sides, C is hypotenuse. In our question, length of A and B are given. A is 12, B is 16, C you need to calculate. So here, what am I doing? I substitute the given values of A, B in this formula, that A square plus B square equals to C. So I am getting this equation, 12 square plus 16 square. 12 square, that is A square, this is A square, this is B square, and they are equal with C square. Now we know 12 square is 144, 16 square is 256, C square will remain on its place as C square. Next, we will add 144 and 256. So you will get 400. On the other side, you have C square, which is unchanged. So right hand side, you have C square. On left hand side, sum of 144 and 256 gives 400. After that, we will take square root of both the side. So one side we have 400 and on other side we have C square. We're going to take square root of both the side. So first I'll take square root within the root, since it is C square. So square root of C square is square root of C square. and square root of 400 is 400. So in order to find out their roots, square roots, we will write them within the square root sign. Now it's time to take them out of the root, right? So c square root of c square will become c, and square root of 400 is 20. So your answer is c equals to 20. So length of the hypotenuse is 200 unit. So C. Length of the hypotenuse is 20. So in this question, length of the perpendicular sides were given, and we calculate length of the hypotenuse. Length of the perpendicular sides were considered as A and B, and length of the hypotenuse is considered as C. After using Pythagoras Theorem, we found that the length of the hypotenuse is 20. So this is the way to calculate length of the hypotenuse in this question. But this rule will remain same to find out any one length of any one side of the right angle triangle. Pythagoras theorem can be used to calculate length of the length of any side of the triangle if two sides are given. We will take one more example. This is our second example. Find the length of the hypotenuse if A is 5 and B is 7. This is same problem. A is 5, B is 7. The rule will remain same. A square plus B square is equals to C square. The square of hypotenuse is equal with the square and sum of remaining two sides as per Pythagoras theorem. Now we will use this theorem to find out length of hypotenuse, that is C. So we will substitute A square 5 square, because A is 5, so I'll take A square as 5 square here. Then we will take plus B square. B square is 7 square is equals to C square. C square will remain as C square on its place because we don't have value of C. C stands for length of the hypotenuse, and in this problem we're going to calculate length of the hypotenuse. 5 square will become 25, 7 square will become 49, and C square will remain as C square on its place. Next, the sum of this 25 and 49 will give me 74 on the left hand side, and on right hand side C square will remain on its place. So as you can see, C square is equals to 74. Next, since we need length of hypotenuse, and hypotenuse is C, not C square, so again we need to take square root of both the side. square root of c is equal with root 74. So you can say c, that is length of the hypotenuse, is equal with root 74. This is your final answer. So length of the hypotenuse is root 74. Here I have another question to test your learning. Find the length of the hypotenuse. Same question. Find the length of the hypotenuse. When A is 6, B is 12, you have four options. Which of them is correct? You need to identify. So you need to make your calculation and answer me. Uh, Here A is 6, B is 12. We know length of the hypotenuse, square of the hypotenuse is equal with the square and sum of remaining two sides of perpendicular sides, and those perpendicular sides are A and B. So you will square A and B. So square of 6 is 36 plus square of 12 is 144. When you add them, you will get 140, 106 plus 4, that is 10, 180. So sum of 36 and 144 is 180. So this 180 is the value of c square. You need length of the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse should be c. In order to get the length of c or value of the c, you need to find out square root of both the side. So one side you have c square, on the other side we have 180. So square root of c will become c, and square root of other side, that is 180, will become root 180. But the in our correct in our options, there are four options. In those four options, there is no option as 180, root 180. So which is the correct answer? That you need to identify. So you should have idea about the value of the 180. This if you thinking that this 180 is correct answer, so you are wrong, because there is difference between 180 and root 180. Your correct answer is root 180, and this is 180, only 180, and the value of root 180 is not same as 180. So this is wrong answer. So you need to identify the correct answer. So if you found if you find square root of 180, that would be approximately 13.42. So your correct answer is 13.42. We will check which is correct answer. So correct answer is 13.42.